you're waiting on me? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I truly am starting with an apology. I was all dressed, ready to come to weekend school this morning. We had an incident with my mother, and I keep my 91-year-old mother during the week. And we had to go to the emergency room. I didn't get a chance to talk to my daughter about it yet. So we just got her back and got her settled. I was all dressed, but I couldn't do what I needed to do with her. So I apologize for not being dressed up for you and being late. So I thank you. I was hoping that y'all maybe had started. I was hoping. Alhamdulillah. There's one other sister coming, and I have to look up the pronunciation of her name. She does not belong to our community. Well, I don't know if she does actually or not, but she comes out to Jummah, but she also attended HAJJ this year. But she didn't go with our group. And she did send me a text, say she would be a little bit late. Where? Oh, in the back. Okay, good. Okay, well, good. Good. So we can get started. Here. I don't want to mess up the pronunciation of her name. Montserrat Abayomi, maybe I think is the way you say her name. So we're here to discuss Hajj for us. And it's interesting that everybody's Hajj is different, even those of us that went with Hajj pros. Our experiences are different, even at different times of the Hajj itself. So, assalamu alaikum. Come on, this is your seat. Sister told me, leave the end for you. So you have to be gorgeous. See? She dressed for me too. So it's different for everyone. But I think the one universal aspect, one thing that struck me so sincerely was that Hajj is the one time in life where you can practice all of the pillars at once. It's the only time. During Hajj, you're able to practice all the pillars. The others, you can do the other four. But when you're actually there, no matter what rite you're going through, you will be pronouncing your belief in Allah. You will be making salat at many different masajid. You will be practicing charity even in the way of what you give, and sometimes that what you hold back can be a charity depending on the situation that you're in. And then you're there in Hajj. It's beautiful. It was everything I could think it could be. It was interesting, exciting, spiritual, challenging, all of that. You get all of that. All of that. So those of you that been understand. And it'll be interesting when you get to ask us and talk to us, see how your experience was different from ours, because I know there's been a lot of upgrades. Didn't seem like it. In men, it didn't seem like it, but I know there's been lots of upgrades since some of you have been. So we're going to get started. I thought the best thing to do is, let everybody introduce themselves. Then I will run through or just give the name of where we were, and maybe we could each talk about that for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, not so long because we'll be here all night and we're already late, okay? So if that's okay, I'm going to pass this down to Brother John, and you can introduce yourself. I think almost everybody knows you there, right?
My name is John Shakir, and we arrived in Jeddah on the 26th. It was arid and hot. My name is John Shakir.
My name is Amina Abdul Alim. I'm a mother with 10 children. Naeem is my husband.
Naima Bay.
My name is Montserrat Abayomi. I'm a mother of 4 boys. I was born a Muslim. I was raised a Muslim. Alhamdulillah.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from Nigeria.
How long have you been here?
Oh, how long? Maybe about 21, 22 years I've been here.
And so you've been coming to Jummah. What pointed you over
Actually, as a Muslim, you can go to any masjid to pray. So, I'm a registered nurse. I work with HMRA. So there's a location right there on Long Drive. So that's why, that's why I work. So each time on Friday, I always struggle to at least put my lunch break, at the, Juma time. So that is when, and I Google around here, like, where's the place? Where's the masjid here? And that's where I find this. And I've been coming here now for like 4 years. But I only sneak in for my Jumat and I sneak out. So I didn't really have the chance to participate in any other programs that is being done. But I usually sneak in to do my Jumat because I have to go back to work. As a nurse, you can't really be out for so long. They're going to look for you.
Well, we're very happy that you come and join us for Juma. Just in conversation and meeting her is when I found out that she also went to Hajj this year. So when it was time for our preparation to present to you, I want to ask her right away, would you please be part? So, all right, we're going to go back to Brother John. I had to go back and try to relive the schedule because it was a lot. It was a lot. So I have here that on the August 25th, which is the 3rd of HAJJ, is when we went to the airport in JFK. And that's where we got to meet the people that we were hearing on classes from all different parts of the city and different parts of the world. Did you want to talk about the airport, sir? You don't want to talk about the airport. You want to talk about arriving in Jeddah? Okay, so we left like at 10:30 that night, Royal Jordanian Airline, and they fed us 3 times. They fed us real food. I'm sorry. Three times, and so we arrived at the airport in Jeddah. So we're going to let Brother John pick up about Jeddah. And we're going to move on.
The word HAJJ, you hear heart and hard in it. And it was quite an experience when we arrived in Jeddah. It was hot, it was arid, and man, triple-digit heat. I mean, the hottest I ever experienced in my life. And we waited on the bus to Mecca. Seemed like about 3 hours. That was in Jeddah. Yeah, that's the one I was on. Yeah, well, anyway, the bus driver, he was driving erratic, and we stopped a few times, and we arrived in Mecca. We arrived in Mecca on the 26th of August and stayed at Dar El Hayman Hotel, which is a 4-star hotel, very plush and nice. Food was good. Everything was just first class. And we went to the Kaaba next morning and made the tawaf. And the first 3 times, the brothers have their shoulders out, like the right shoulder. You see, and I had my money belt around my neck. And this brother was riding my back. I said, man, I said, get off my back. I asked him nice 2 times, and he didn't respond. So I jutted him in the side, and it got his attention. You see, but yes. And so we made the other 4 tawafs, and after that we went to the other right, Safa and Marwa. You want me to tell about this? Okay, we went to Safa and Marwa. And everybody knows the story about our mother Hagar and Ismail, peace be upon the prophet, how she was running between the hills, to and fro from the hills, and in desperate need for water for her child, peace be upon the prophet. And she created a spark, right? And that spark, hence Zamzam, you see, called Zamzam to rise up. You see, but we sprinted you from one hill to the next, uphill and downhill, you have about 50 yards, green lights, as a zone, and you got to sprint up that hill. After you sprint up the hill, I think it's about 5 times, wasn't it? 7 times? Yeah, 7 times. When you sprint up the hill and you make dua to Allah each time, up and down the hills. It's very tiring on city folks that's not accustomed to being barefooted, right? Because you got the concrete. You got the concrete, that you got to run on, and it's very, very hard and hard on tender feet. So we made those 2 rights, and we went back to the hotel. We made dua. We made dua prayer at the Haram Masjid, and after that we went back to the hotel and relaxed and waited on Mina. Yeah. Okay. That's all right.
We'll be back.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm going to pick up right where he took off. When we,
Let's do that part.
what part?
You don't want to say anything about that part?
Yeah, it's about this part a little bit. I'm going to pick up where he left off at, where he came back to the hotel. Okay, we went back to the hotel, and I had just met my 2 sisters in the room, and we sat there for a minute, took a little rest, and we decided that we wanted to just go on our own. We had went with the group before, and we said, well, let's go over to the mosque, the great mosque, on our own and experience it, and maybe make salat, sit down and pray a little bit, and just go visit. So we left, went over to the masjid. On the way over there, it was, mind you now, it's like 1 million people out there. This is just the beginning. Everybody hadn't arrived, but there was about 1 million people there then. So we had to maneuver our way through, walk through, excuse me, bumping people trying to find a spot. All the spots on the floor and standing were taken, but we worked our way through, and we finally found us a little spot out in the heat, burning up. But we were so happy to be there, we didn't even notice any of that. We just wanted a little spot so we can fit in. So we got the little spot, and we sat down, and we pulled out our little prayer rugs. They gave us little prayer rugs like this traveling prayer rugs in the hotel room. And little masjid. So we had all our little stuff with us, so we made us a little spot and put our little things down, and we're sitting down, and we start reading our little Quran and making du'as, and just so happy to be there. And we sat there for a while, and all of a sudden we start hearing a voice saying, HAJJ, HAJJ. And that means a pilgrim, a feminine pilgrim. And we kept hearing that voice yelling, and then I looked around and I said, I wonder, is he yelling at us, So we looked over there, and it was one of the guards or the police or whoever that was in charge of the great mosque. So we looked over, and he was looking directly in our direction, It was millions of people. And he started walking towards us, and he said it again. HAJJ, HAJJ, start pointing for us to come. I said, I think he's talking to us. We better get our stuff. We start getting our things together, and there was people all around us. We started getting our rugs and everything. We got up, and he kept telling us to come. So we came, went over there where he was. He started pointing to the back. Go back, HAJJ, go back. We like, move and go back there in the back, And I was like, I wonder why is he, out of all these million people, directly coming at us, telling us to go in the back. So we did what he said. We went to the back, and as we got back there, I saw the blessing of Allah immediately, because we were out of the shade. It was like 4 faucets where the Zamzam water was coming up, and it was a direct view at the Kaaba. You didn't have to stretch your neck, you didn't have to bend, you didn't have to do anything. You could just look right like you're looking at that mirror, and there the Kaaba was. I said, Allah escorted us to one of the best spots in the whole masjid. Alhamdulillah, I saw Allah walking.